Can Shedeur Sanders win the starting job in Cleveland? The signs are there. A closer look at how the Browns rookie is working his way into the QB conversation. Shedeur Sanders has plenty to prove, and he's wasting no time trying to do just that. The Browns rookie quarterback entered the offseason facing skepticism. He'd slipped to the 5th round of the draft, despite once being viewed as a potential first-rounder. On top of that, 2 speeding infractions over the summer added fuel to concerns about his maturity. And with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and third-rounder Dylan Gabriel already in the QB room, the odds didn't exactly favor the former Colorado standout. But if his recent performance is any indicator, Sanders isn't here to ride the bench. Mid-camp momentum could shift the Browns' QB outlook. According to longtime Browns insider Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, Sanders ended minicamp with a strong push that's reshaping how the team views the competition. He performed so well over the final 2 weeks of spring ball that he'll come back for training camp with a legitimate shot to compete for the starting job. Cabot wrote Wednesday, "That progress didn't happen overnight. Sanders spent much of the spring playing catch-up literally and figuratively, working on a separate field with reserve units, trailing Gabriel in pre-snap reads and control of the offense. But by the end of June, he'd made up significant ground." Tommy Rees, the team's new offensive coordinator, praised Sanders' preparation and growth behind the scenes. "He's worked his tail off," Rees told Cleveland.com. "You can tell he's spent time learning the system, and now it's starting to click." While Sanders' athleticism and arm talent were never in doubt, what's impressed coaches lately is his mental processing and ability to adapt to NFL-level play calling. That's no small feat for a rookie buried on a depth chart loaded with experience. The next challenge? Staying upright. Sanders was sacked more than any other FBS quarterback during his time at Colorado, a stat that still looms large. His decision-making under pressure and pocket presence are areas that scouts and coaches alike are watching closely. But if his off-season work is any clue, he's not going to shy away from the fight. When Deion Sanders brought his son Shedeur to Boulder to lead the Colorado Buffaloes, the football world watched with both curiosity and skepticism. What they got was a poised, battle-tested quarterback who commanded attention with his arm, intellect, and leadership. Grow louder about Shedeur Sanders making the leap to the NFL, perhaps to the Cleveland Browns. The question emerges, can Shedeur Sanders win the starting job in Cleveland? The answer isn't simple, but the signs are undeniably there. The Cleveland situation, a quarterback in flux. To understand Shedeur's chances, you first have to understand Cleveland's quarterback situation. Deshaun Watson, once seen as a franchise savior, has been inconsistent at best and unavailable at worst since joining the Browns. Injuries and off-field issues have clouded his tenure. Behind him, backups like Dorian Thompson-Robinson and veteran stopgaps haven't done enough to stake a lasting claim. In a city that has seen 30-plus starting quarterbacks since 1999, stability is still a distant dream. The Browns have built a playoff-ready roster with a suffocating defense, an elite offensive line, and skilled position players who can thrive with competent quarterback play. They don't need a superstar, just someone who can lead, manage, and occasionally shine. Enter Shedeur Sanders. More than a coach's son, it would be easy to write Shedeur off as just Coach Prime's kid. But that label doesn't hold water when you look at his tape. From his early days at Jackson State to his breakout performances at Colorado, Shedeur has shown mechanics, decision-making, and calm under pressure that rivals NFL veterans. He's thrown for over 10,000 career passing yards, completing passes with anticipation and touch, often under relentless pressure behind an overmatched offensive line. NFL scouts have taken note. Despite playing behind one of the most sacked offensive units in college football, Shedeur rarely panicked. Saying Shedeur once rarely panicked, he slid in the pocket, went through his progressions, and protected the ball. That's something Cleveland desperately needs, a quarterback who doesn't beat himself. NFL readiness and leadership. Shedeur's poise is perhaps his most defining trait. Quarterbacks often succeed or fail based on their ability to handle chaos, on the field and in the locker room. In Colorado, Shedeur didn't just survive, he galvanized a program undergoing a radical transformation. He's been the focal point of media attention, social media frenzy, and heavy scrutiny, and yet he's carried himself like a 10-year vet. In Cleveland, that maturity matters. This is a locker room with strong personalities and playoff aspirations. It needs a quarterback who doesn't fold under pressure, who doesn't get flustered by expectations. It needs someone who commands respect, Not just with words, but with performance. Shedeur has shown he can be that guy. Schematically a fit, Cleveland's offense, under coordinator Ken Dorsey, is a mix of play action, quick reads, and downfield shots. It's designed to take pressure off the quarterback by using tight ends, misdirection, and a solid run game to open up lanes. Shedeur has already thrived in similar systems at Colorado, especially when tempo is involved. He reads defenses well, and he's shown he can operate out of the shotgun and under center, something not every college QB can claim. He's not a burner like Lamar Jackson, but he's athletic enough to extend plays and pick up critical first downs. What's more important, he doesn't force throws. Cleveland's offense can work with that. If he lands in the right system, with the right development, Shedeur could thrive early and push for playing time. The Browns need a spark. Watson's contract is a massive obstacle. And realistically, the Browns will give him every chance to justify that $230 million, 0 cents price tag. But the NFL isn't sentimental. If Watson struggles or gets hurt again, the Browns may not wait long to explore alternatives. If they draft Shedeur Sanders, especially with a second-round pick or late first, they're investing in the future. Fans in Cleveland are hungry. They've seen flashes of success only for it to fade due to quarterback inconsistency. If Shedeur comes into camp and outplays Watson or the backups, the pressure to play him will mount, internally and externally. And Shedeur, for all the noise around him, might just welcome that kind of challenge. A new face of the franchise? Let's be honest. Cleveland isn't just looking for a quarterback. They're looking for a leader, someone who can handle the spotlight, bring consistency, and restore belief in a city that has waited too long. Shedeur Sanders, with the DNA of a Hall of Famer and the mindset of a seasoned pro, could become that guy. He's not perfect. He'll need to adjust to the speed of the NFL, learn to take fewer sacks, and develop chemistry with veteran receivers. But what's clear is that he brings the intangibles you can't teach: confidence, presence, and work ethic. And that might be enough to win the starting job sooner than expected.